For union, you need the truth. And that is important because only like that you can enter the door to the guaranteed joy and reality of building with your true twin flame the life that you desire. You have to go to the truth of the matter. And what I specifically mean is this. We all do inner work, right? We try to do inner work. We use the key tool here. There are videos in which I explain what that is. I have 2 versions, actually nowadays even 3, because I also have a trauma healing version that is not publicized, but that you can do with me when you already have a deeper relationship with me. When you do that inner work, or when you try to do it, you are also supported by the 9-point energy system that I created together with Divine Mother over the last decades. And that talks about different energy points that your body can feel on different places on your body. And that is then related to being fed in that energy by God or Source itself, by the universe itself, by Divine Mother itself, doesn't matter what you call it. And doing that inner work while being supported by the 9-point energy system of creative identity methodology that I stand for creates that we have certain outcomes that we think we are and have right now, and that we work further with, that we hope to get deeper with, that we hope to get new results with, new phone calls with the true twin flame, new dates with them, getting to know them better, moving towards a full union, etc., etc. Now, in the first place, what we do right here is we go to the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union first, and let that be the place from which all physical developments with the true twin flame originate, because that really guarantees that it all turns out real well, because that's really what you want. You want it to turn out well, right? You don't want to turn it out as, well, what you hear all the time, like they ran away and I feel bad and I don't know, all these things, right? So that's why we do it like that. So in that journey, you try to go to a new place in your inner work with the key tool supported by the energy body work. And then you try to go to the next inner workplace so that you start to go in the direction of harmonious twin flame union. That then leads to your physical results as well. That's all in the same direction. But what happens in practice, what I see in practice with people in doing this, in making these steps, in trying to bring themselves deeper, which is another way of saying the same, that is that they have an idea about where they are at, and they have an idea about where they're going, and they believe that is the place where they are. So that would be like, oh, I'm doing some inner work, I close my eyes for it. But instead of taking everything into account, I just take sort of my imagination into account and what I really want with my personality and ego. And I keep it at that. And I really desire that. And I really have a sense of what that would be. Also, when I do the 4 steps. And then I think that I am in the new place. But a lot of the time, you have not really touched on what is really going on. And that is crucial. For union, you need the truth. You need the truth of what you are, where you are at the place where you are. You need the truth of your energy. You need the truth of your emotions. You need the truth of your feelings, of your body. Even you need the truth of that. And you don't really need the fantasy about what you would like to have happen. The fantasy about where you believe that you are. And there is a certain distance between both things. This is like where you think you are, and this is where you really are. And there is some sort of a gap between it, right here. And that gap is exactly the separation. That is what separation is. That is like the inner form of how separation is inside of you. That you have noticed outside of you as a separation between you and them in the relational sense, and that you don't like and that you want to resolve. And that is the separation inside of you. It's like where you think you are and where you really are. And you want to make that separation go away. And that's why we need to work on having a correct reading of ourselves. So that works a little bit like this. Maybe I close my eyes and I feel, but I'm actually imagining how beautiful of a fantasy I have about everything that sounds twin flamey. But when I would go down and feel my energy body for real, because I had only a mental idea about what my energy body would look like, but when I go to my energy body for real, I feel like, ooh, I'm really angry about that day he just walked away without saying anything. And the point is that you need to start with that anger. That is where you need to be. That is what you need to address. That is your input inside the key tool for Twin Flame Inner Work. And not your fantasy about how you're truly doing. And this happens a lot. And it happens actually all the time. And it's one of the reasons why we all do well to get guidance. And I certainly know that from my own history. This is exactly what my spiritual teacher told me over the years, many times, when I was around 20 to 28 years old, for instance. It was a certain phase of going a lot to my first spiritual teacher. I stayed another 10 years, by the way, but I'm just thinking about that phase now, for instance, in my own memory now. That's when I was told all the time that things were different than I thought they were. And that I was such a good example of not being congruent in that. And I could also feel in the meditations that we did there, that I did with my teacher, that there was an incongruency. I could even feel it in my body, in my energy body. I could feel it, that I was not fully connecting with myself there. But how to resolve that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was difficult. Because there were a whole load of reasons why I was not connected to my deep, dark anger, my enormous sadness, and incredible grief. Well, what more was it? I don't know. I just had come, out of my childhood deeply traumatized. And yeah, but I was a very spiritual minded person that also had a large connection with inner truth already all the time. But to make it come true, not only I know that it's true, but come true. That's what you want with the twin flame specifically. That's what people want. People not only want, yeah, I know, like, spiritually speaking, this is the truth. Okay. No, they want it in real life. They want it manifested. They want to have the person walking around through their home and enjoying a beautiful walk with them full of romance in the sunset and stuff, and then passionately kiss because it feels so good to be together. That's made come true. It's not only like, oh, I know it. So, and that is again where the distance is. And you need to bridge that. But you can only bridge that when you take into account where you truthfully are. So if you're like me, very angry and full of grief, then that is the entrance of diminishing the distance, the separation. And what you think you are is not what is truly going on. And this happens all the time when I guide people as well. They think they have this and that, or they think they just were so kind. But the truth of the matter was that they were not kind, and they were not this and that. They were completely the other thing. And that is so very interesting. And that is the very inner work that is here for you to actually do, so that you go to the true twin flame. But people's ideas about who they are, just like I had once, so nothing strange here. I know everything about it, just like everything I talk about, right? You think what you think about yourself can be very different than what is truly going on. And you really genuinely have the idea that you meant it so well. You didn't mean to be a grieving person at all. I don't know how that fits into an example, but like, you didn't mean to be a grieving person at all. And with all your might, you were portraying a happy person. With all your might, you were communicating love and light. But the truth of the matter is that you are deeply grieving. And that is where it's at. And that is the only way to end separation and go to your true twin flame in harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state. We can have intentions. And the secret is that that does not always matter so much. The point is to look at where you truly are and process that one. And sometimes it takes a while before we can really start to sink into where we truly are and have that be a real process that I talk about. That can be part of it. Becoming ready, sinking deeper in the stuff first. Yeah, it's also part of it. But for union, you need the truth. And the truth of your temporary state of emotion, let's say for now, is only the temporary truth. And then you go to the deeper truth, and that is always the true twin flame in harmonious union. But not the other way around. You have to go through that kind of truth first, and then you go to what you truly long for. So that's the journey. That's the route. That's your path. And I hope that helps. See you real soon. Love from Petra. On Monday, October 21st, The devotional money game starts, and you are invited. We are going to play for 5 days and maybe even a little bit more, because I usually feel, inspired to elongate the fun and the education just a little bit. We are going to work on your devotional money experience. What is that? And how is it relevant for Twin Flames? Well, we're going to experience that, but I just wanted to enlighten you already a tiny little bit about that up front, because you can already subscribe to Be in the Game, and the link is below. Because it will take place on social media. You will be able to download every day your private set of educational exercises. You will be able to be in the Facebook group with only devotional money game participants to be among each other. There will be opportunities to meet each other in a live Zoom call. And there might be other events inside of this 5-day plus event with educational material as well. Yeah. What do you think about the webinar? Let me know below. Who knows, we're going to do that too. Devotional money. Yeah, just to give you a little bit of what that might mean. We all have money in our lives. It's just a thing that makes our life concrete, and we buy the roof over our head with it, and we just buy wonderful food in the supermarket that we cook with a lot of love every day to nourish ourselves, and all of the things we do with money. And we don't only spend money, we also earn money. We get money. Money flows to us from us helping other people, from us having a job that is meaningful in the context of society, and you get something out of that for yourself. So money flows through your life, where you contribute and where you spend it on helpful things that support your being. Now, this flow makes you come alive. But there are two places where you can connect it, and you can choose. You can choose to connect it to your ego personality and societal structures, or you connect it to the divine itself, and it starts to become transformed into a flow of unconditional love, of divine inspiration, of source flow. And in that source flow, also union flow, because your union is in source. Now, your devotional money is, of course, geared towards, starting to understand the difference and choosing to be in source flow, because that's where your union flows. That's where your union is. That's where your energy of your union flows through your life, which contributes, of course, greatly towards making come true the content of your union, which is your true twin flame relationship. Because also energy is money, and money is energy. Your divine money is your divine energy. So your choice for that is a devotion. It's a devotional choice. And you are invited to think about that, to also actually think about making money, and more of it too. Why not? But then again, also, but where do I connect this to? Does it connect to me as a twin flame in union, or does it connect to the world, to all the places where that is not? Devotional money game will give you experiences that will be truly helpful. And I love that for you. So let's experience that together. It's completely free, and you can add yourself to the crowd by giving me your name and your email address, because that's how this game is led. Just put them in the link and I'll see you real soon. We start on Monday, October 21st. Put it in your schedule and I'll see you real soon. Love from Petra.